Hey, what's happening? It's your guy Paul here with College Center. You want to do a little empty hands training today? Maybe I'll go ahead and I'll share with you some of the first movements out of the Pangamut form, which is the open hand striking method of Kali empty hands. You on board with that? Hit the thumbs up button if you like that, and we'll get to it. So before we get into that, let's kind of back up a little bit and understand what Kali really is. A lot of times you're going to hear Kali is a weapon-based art, and that's not really accurate. Kali is a weapon art, period. The empty hands are based out of the weapon movement. But when you begin training in Kali, right, our day one students, we put a weapon in your hand first thing. This is what we train with. This is a rattan stick. This is a traditional training tool that represents a bolo, or a short sword, a blade, a machete, something of that type. So when you're learning how to use the stick, hang on. What you're learning is how to use one of these. This is Kali. Okay? Now, you can fight with this because you're learning how to fight with this. So the skill is interchangeable. Now, when it comes to the empty hands, we want one system that gives us enough answers to deal with a multitude of possible situations that can occur. So when you learn how to use the weapons, you then take that same skill and you transfer it to the empty hands. This does not mean that we're going to be professional Golden Glove boxers. This does not mean that we're going to be collegiate level wrestlers. Okay? What it means is when we are in a situation where we don't have a weapon in hand, or we need to get to a weapon, or we need to create space to deploy the weapon that is on us, then we resort to our empty hand skills to buy us enough space and time to get to the weapon or to escape the situation. So our empty hands, who does this really suit in today's time? This suits people that are choosing to carry a knife on them, choosing to carry a firearm on them, anything like that for their self-preservation. Now, the other thing when it comes to Kali, because this is a weapon art, we have to understand the psychology that's behind the art of Kali. Giving you a little Kali 101 here before we get to our movements. In the art of Kali, we're not necessarily asking the question of how do I defend myself? Because defending yourself against edged weapons is a very difficult task, especially when they start getting shorter and they start becoming multiple. So when you start getting into the knife, or somebody that's got two knives, it's getting extremely difficult to defend yourself against that situation. So Kali's interest, or Kali's psychology, is more interested in the question of how do I attack? Just like in sports, we've all most likely heard the saying, the best defense is a great offense, right? So when you want to win, you attack. You attack. You attack, right? And then you go and you conquer that space. You take the space, and then you score your point. Kali is very much the same psychology that way, right? So I want you just to kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Anytime that you're training Kali, whether you're going out to seminars, whether you're going to class, or whether you're training here online, or whatever that you're doing, and you're researching this art, just remember that. It's still about self-preservation, but it's a little different than most martial arts. When you're looking at like self-preservation, where most are focusing on defense, we're more so focusing on offense, and then what we call counter offense, which means we are attacking the opponent's attack, right? I'm not blocking. I'm not doing something passive or reactive against their attack. So if the enemy is giving me this, I'm not trying to like block that, right? I'm going to look at that as a target and then I'm going to strike it, right? That's what Kali really is. So in the empty hands, we take the same principles in application and apply that to the empty hands. That makes sense? Okay. But we're not looking to go a 2-3 minute round on our empty hands. This may be 1 to 2 beats, maybe 3 to 10 seconds, so we can create space, either get out of there or get to a weapon off of our body or something that's field expedient. We got that? All right. Let's get into a couple of the basic movements on the Pangamut. As you see, we have these basic angles, right? Angle 1, angle 2. Angle 1, angle 2. In the beginning, I teach people off of the full chamber position, so that way you're understanding the full arc. You got maximum speed, power, range of all your strikes, right? And you can deliver them at maximum velocity. Then later on, when you need it, then you will learn about short power and all these manipulations and all that stuff. All right, so when you have your 1 and your 2, this is the first 2 open hand strikes of Kali with the empty hands. This is our 1 and our 2. If you wanted to go close fist, that's our 1 and that's our 2. It's the exact same thing. We have all your traditional boxing strikes, your punches, that comes out of that comes out of the knife training. This training comes out of the bolo training, right? These strikes. So 1, 2, okay? Now, then we have the thrusts. We have our 1, 2, that's your slash, and then you have your thrust. 1, 2, look at the thrust here. What do you see is empty hands? Right there. Let me grab a knife real quick. All right. This is the closest knife that I had in my vicinity. So we have 1, 2, and look at the thrust with the knife. You see the empty hand technique that comes out of that? That's your what? That's your elbow, right? Right out of the thrust. Boom, that's your elbow right there. Then we have the jab. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick jab right there, right? Pop, a little flicking right there. We could do the same thing with the knife. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm in the reverse grip, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And that gives us the other empty hands we take from the weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. And when we do the jab, the open hand jab, there's basically 2 ways to do this. We're either looking to use the pads of the fingers to go into the eyes, or we're looking for the edge of the hand to go right to the bridge of the nose, take away the vision of our opponent, even just for a brief second, right? You'll see that right there. Like in the beginning of our first knife form, you'll see the jab, and then you go through the knife form right there. The jab is there to take away your vision so you can't see what I'm doing with the knife. So the empty hands, the first few movements out of the Pangamut, the open hand striking, is our 1 slap, 2 hack, 3 is the thrust of the elbow, and then 4 is the open hand jab right there. Now you can do it in a traditional format just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 with the hand rolling that comes out of the knife. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go direct right there. That's fine. I don't care if you want to jab with this classical form or if you want to just jab it out. I don't care. When it comes down to the functional, the use of it, you may just fire it out. Boom, right there. We're not going straight with the hand. It's bladed here, because we want to protect the hand. We don't typically. You're not going to see a whole lot of this closed fist stuff because we don't want to risk breaking our hands in the fight. Because when you break your hands, what can you no longer do? You can't use them. You cannot operate weaponry. So if you have to get to a knife, good luck. If you needed to get to your firearm, With broken hands, good luck. And that's why we use the open hand. Now, sometimes people will kind of either make fun of or not really understand the power of a slap. Go onto YouTube and go watch slap competitions. And go watch people get knocked up out with slaps. You know, what you're doing is you're dispersing energy when you slap somebody. Right across the ear, right across the temple, right across the jawline. And it's extremely stunning. It can blow the eardrum. It can cause a lot of disorientation. It's extremely painful. It has a lot of effect in the nerves over by the jawline. It's a very, very powerful strike. Or volunteer yourself to the science of Kali and come see me and I'll slap you. Okay? Like, I mean, just do it. And plus, when you're working with the weapons, right? And you're working your mechanics, right? And you're working this stuff, the power of these mechanics are transferring to the power of the empty hands. Just because it may not look like much on video, that means you got to get your ass to a seminar, you got to get to a training camp, you got to get to a class, and you got to go experience this stuff in person. Okay? Like I said, just tell your best friend to slap you as hard as they can in your face, like right across the ear, and experience it. And then you'll know. Instead of asking the questions, just feel the answer. And then you got it. All right, so that's the basics. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you repeat with the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or just go direct. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So slap, hack. You're using the forearm right there. Hack it. Elbow. And then jab with the blade edge of the hand, or into the pads of the fingers. 1 slap, 2 hack, 3 elbow, and then your jab right there. And then you can play around, boom, do all your basics here, and then you can work it in right there. You can go into closed if you want. All right, that's your hammer fist. Every martial art's got a hammer fist, but just about. All right, and then the skill can transfer from that. But just remember that it's not weapon-based martial art. The empty hands come off of the weapon because Kali is a weapon art. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right? Go practice. Go get a bob or a heavy bag or a tire or a tree, and go condition your body so that way you can accept the impact when you smack somebody. In the beginning, yeah, you might sting your hand, your forearm might hurt, you know, your elbow might be a little tender when you're making contact on the heavy bag and stuff like that. Well, you just got to thicken up your skin, man. You got to do some training. You got to get tougher. That's all that means. All right? You got to be able to, like, you know, hit stuff and not hurt your hand. Okay? Got to hit stuff that's harder than the human body. Toughen your body. We call that tempering. Same thing in Kung Fu, right? The iron hand. They got the same thing. Same thing. So go train it right. Get the form down. Get the technique down. Take it to some impact stuff. Get some tempering in your body. Toughen your body up. And then come get some lessons on how the actual application of it. All right? I'll be happy to teach you. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this one. Hit the thumbs up if you did. Drop a comment. If it's cool, I'll get back to you. Cool comment. I'll get back to that. And yeah, if you want to train with me, head over to KaliCenter.com. Check out the online training. Got the academy. Got a whole bunch of stuff there. Got Kali Empty Hands DVD download. That's a good one. I'll put a link down below. Or sign up to one of my upcoming seminars, and I'm happy to see you there and train with you. I will train with you if you attend my seminar, I promise. I will spend some one-on-one time with you. All righty, I'll talk to you later or see you later, train with you later.